the world-famous DJ Avicii was considered a musical genius at the top of his game when he died by suicide last year. Now his final songs are being released in the new posthumous record, Tim. It's at #1 on the iTunes dance chart and reveals a beloved artist's struggles in and out of the spotlight.
Here with the song SOS, Aloe Black.
Aloe Black takes the stage for a very personal performance of SOS on Jimmy Kimmel. The lyrics are haunting.
Can you hear me, SOS? Help me put my mind to rest. I can feel your love.
Aloe may be providing the vocals, but the driving force behind the song is the late EDM genius Avicii, born Tim Bergling.
I can feel your touch.
Performing the songs that I did with Tim is in some ways always a celebration and in some ways commemoration.
So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older.
The two are best known for their 2013 hit, Wake Me Up.
Meeting Tim was a beautiful accident. The music that we were able to make and the impact that the music that we made had on the world changed my life because it made my career blossom in ways that I'd never imagined.
Apple for start. Oh.
Now, more than a year after Avicii died by suicide, the music he left behind has been released in a new posthumous album entitled Tim, which is allowing Avicii's fans to revisit his life and legacy. We sat down with some of Tim's collaborators who opened up about his final days.
There's no telling what may have happened in those final hours. He'd come through a really tough time and was starting to experience beautiful moments again with friends and family and musicians that he was working with.
There was no feeling of a finite end to it.
Sharing behind-the-scenes videos and candid photos, collaborating with some of the biggest names in the business. Everyone from Chris Martin of Coldplay
Cause you're a sky full of stars.
to Madonna.
Of my rebel heart.
He won an American Music Award
Avicii!
for Favorite Electronic Dance Music Artist
Avicii up top.
and was nominated for 2 Grammys and countless other awards.
Tim was an EDM god.
Everyone knew Avicii, even the president.
Some of us dance and sing to ABBA and Avicii.
But away from the spotlight, Tim was wrestling with substance abuse that led to health issues. He suffered from pancreatitis, seen here in the documentary Avicii: True Stories, released less than a year before he died.
Based on how I've been feeling today and the pain levels I've been at today, they don't think I'm gonna be fit for the shows anyways.
Publicly, he struggled to keep up with the intense demands of his lifestyle. Privately, his friends say his anxiety grew along with his fame.
I think he had a kind of invincible mind state, like nothing can touch me, I'm capable of everything. I can party tonight and still do this gig tomorrow and then travel halfway across the world.
Vincent Pantera and Salam Al-Fakeh, known professionally as Vargas and Lagola, co-wrote several songs with Tim over the years.
We met him really in the early days because he just had released Levels. We were there from the beginning.
He loved writing the songs like super old school on piano or guitar, never on tracks. He was like super into melodies and loved the structure of melodies and was super picky about everything.
He always had a really clear vision where he wanted to go with his music, and he had this idea about we should mix some country music with this other thing, and we wrote a song called Hey Brother.
Hey brother, there's an endless road to rediscover.
He took that further and he wrote Wake Me Up.
This landscape of electronic music around this acoustic and a guitar and vocal basically took the world by storm.
He was so musically prolific.
They created the song along with Mike Einziger
Feeling my way through the darkness.
in just a couple of hours, but it would go on to amass nearly 2 billion hits on YouTube alone.
I had no idea that the song would connect with such a wide audience the way that it did.
Tim traveled the world in luxury, performing in front of thousands of adoring fans. But he also did not shy away from sharing how his lifestyle and his grueling schedule was taking a toll, even sharing this moment.
I'll take it to every fan who's ever bought a ticket or snuck in. It's bought a song or downloaded it, loved, commented or hated är ganska bra, eller hur? Man förstår vad man menar med det. It's your thoughts and ideas about the music that helped me evolve, and I do owe everything I have to you.
In 2016, he wrote a letter to his fans announcing he was retiring from touring at the age of 26.
I don't know if he is a victim of being too smart, but maybe that's one of the curses of genius, almost. If you are intelligent enough to solve some of the most complex questions, you'll have many more to solve.
Joe Janiak met Tim in 2018 when the two were introduced by mutual friends. They worked together on Avicii's latest album.
He was a healthy guy at that point. He didn't seem like he was on a destructive path at all.
The last years was a really, I felt it was a really happy Tim.
He was in a really good place.
But of course, maybe he was struggling, but what we saw was something else.
But on April 20th, 2018, Tim was found dead in Oman, where he had been vacationing. His family released this statement. Our beloved Tim was a seeker, a fragile artistic soul searching for answers. He could not go on any longer. He wanted to find peace. After months of silence, Tim's family announced the new album.
Tim's mother and I decided that Tim's music should be released to his fans and to people who wants to listen to it.
With most of the music completed, his collaborators turned to notes and emails Tim had left behind to finish the work.
We talked so much about it, and we just got back to how he felt about this music. He wanted this music to come out.
I had a demo which had the kind of sketch vocals in, which me and Tim had figured out to a certain point. Well, the very last song we worked on was Bad Reputation. Tim was very much a kind of perfectionist.
For Janiak, Tim's lyrics have taken on greater meaning, like in the song Ain't a Thing.
That's definitely one of the most haunting songs for me because of the chorus lyrics, which we didn't really discuss an awful lot at the time. When the record plays the final song, and the parties will be long, long gone, all the pretenders and the hangers-on will go find themselves another one, which at the time didn't seem quite as intense as it does now.
We have 3 songs on this album.
Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind, Excuse Me, Mr. Sir, and Tough Love.
There's no place I'd rather be than in your arms.
We talked so much about all the songs that we did, and we wrote down everything so we could go back to what we actually wanted to say. If you put what happened and you look back and read
in context,
it could be quite difficult to read some of the lyrics.
Those close to Tim hope that in sharing his story, they can help others who are struggling. His family has started a foundation in his name to support groups involved with mental health and suicide prevention.
There are so many people that are going through dark times, and you wouldn't know it because sometimes they can just wear a really good mask. And this moment is an opportunity for all of us to reach out to our friends and our loved ones and say, how are you doing? And really checking in.
It's okay to not be okay, and it can seem hard to be really honest about your emotions, but I think a lot of people feel that way.
Today, Tim's legacy lives on through his music.
The music is a snapshot of all of the best things about him.
He was a songwriter, he was a producer, and he wasn't just Avicii, the DJ.
Tim thought outside the box. He was a creator, and what he wanted to do was move people.
But I think his legacy is going to be the great things he did at the end of it all.
And an important note here, if you or someone you know might be struggling, You are not alone. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is always open. You can dial 800-273-8255 for free and confidential assistance.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.